One Day is the series where we dive into the lives of fascinating people, unique experiences, and incredible animals. Today, it's all about being an entrepreneur with vintage cars and cocktail bars. Being an entrepreneur is about more than just work. It's about chasing ideas, turning hobbies into something bigger, and building a life that's uniquely your own. In this video, we're stepping into the life of someone who has mastered it. Hi!
Hi, Ina. How's it going?
Everything's good. Nice to meet you. Shall we go grab a coffee?
Yeah, of course.
Let's go. Actually, how many coffees a day do you drink? Because it's kind of a stereotype here in Italy that some people drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I start to reduce because I achieve like 10 coffee a day.
Oh, wow.
And it's not good. No, definitely not. Now 3, 4 at least.
Okay.
Yeah,
at least. Okay. Okay, so tell me a little bit about what you do, your activities, your businesses and everything.
Exactly. Here, what I do is I'm a consultant mainly for Marcello that owns this place. And in this case, I have to manage the bar, which is after pier, and all the space, which is the harbor where the boat do the tour in Navigli. We prepare for the boat the aperitivo, which is our happy hour time where we serve drinks and food. And also now for this summer season, we will open also for the brunch and lunch.
Fancy.
So exactly, it will be fancy, will be a way to enjoy this space that since now is like not used during the day, and in that case we will be able to use the bar as a kitchen and then serve the things outdoor.
So I actually see that you're doing a lot of renovation work right now, so you are the one responsible for this?
Exactly. I'm designing the new machinery that we need, so especially the location where they have to put, because as in the past the bar was doing all the kind of services, especially without the boat. Now we are preparing everything for the season to help the employee to work in a better condition and to help the ownership to spend less money in more employee, because as it is set up now, the bar is quite difficult for us to work because everything is put in the wrong position.
Okay,
so basically my job here is about to design the product for which means the food, the cocktails, and in the same way the product that are combined to do this product. And I make connection with the company that provide this product, like alcohol company that or suppliers, in order to achieve some marketing fee that helps the business to be known, and also to helps the owner to spend less money, because maybe all this outdoor will be sponsored by Red Bull that provide us seats and DJ booth. Any kind of needs that we have, like pillow, like umbrella, this kind of fancy stuff will be provided for free. So we will have these helps in order to don't buy anything. So and then for the interior as well, I need to set up a right food menu and cocktail menu in order to use less product as possible, but also give a good choice for the customers, thinking about what we have here. And we have tourists looking for a typical product from Italy, because this is the most beautiful area that we have in Milan.
I have to agree on this. Yes, it's a beautiful one.
Is iconic, and in that way we need to provide a tradition and innovation in the same time, and also following our vibe, which is about sea or lake, with the boat, with also you will see the interior, how it is. So that way, that's my work here mainly.
Okay, I see. So this is the first of your activities, right? What about the other ones?
Well, basically, I'm as a professionist in food and beverage businesses. I have my own business, which is Mantra, which is a vegan and gluten-free cocktail bar. We serve drinks and food as well.
That we will visit later.
Exactly. And then I'm doing a startup in car business. So I have this small rental car company. We provide vintage cars and tours around Italy and now in south of France as well.
So I know that you are the vintage car man, but what car do you drive on your daily basis?
Well, basically now I have this new 500. So
oh, okay. You notice it right away.
Yeah, quite Italian. Otherwise, I drive one of mine vintage car because as they are vintage, they are able to be in Milan drive, even if they are high. They pollute a lot.
Actually, this is a question that some people of my community had, because we know that in Milan there are restrictions and everything. So you're saying that if a car is vintage, you are allowed to drive it?
Exactly. They have to be more than 40 years old, and they need to receive a certificate of authenticity. So that's how it works. The car should be old, but should be also maintaining a certain status, or should be producing a limited number. So not only old car could be vintage or recognized as it is.
There are some standards.
There are some standards that the government asks you to provide.
Is it hard to obtain?
No, actually no. Obviously, for some really old model, it's difficult to find original parts to be put it in. Otherwise,
so if you do some maintenance and the part is not original, that's a problem.
I shouldn't say, but no. Actually, no, because actually, when you pass the exam the first time, every year will be renewed. So
there are cars. No, let's move out of the way.
So now we're gonna go to my mechanics, which is in Lodi, a small town out of Milan. It's a family basically that owns this machinery company. They were specialized in Citroen car, which is my car is based on these mechanics, and also they produce parts for motorbikes. And they are leader in the production of the caps for the candles. Mainly the motorbikes for cross or for rally, these kind of huge motorbikes are use these parts, these spare parts.
And they can still be competitive despite the market being so international now?
They still doing well, also because their quality looks like the top one in the market, especially for these motorbikes that afford long trip or dangerous situation in water or this kind of hard parts, say. And they're still producing a lot.
So actually, you have quite a number of vintage cars. How do you source them? Are they easy to find and buy? And in what state do you usually find them? Do you have to do a lot of maintenance, or are they ready to use most of the time?
So thanks God, the first two that I take were in good condition. So actually, I made just some refurbishing for the interior, let's say. Now I'm also looking for 2 seats to change the 2 seats. But I also like to take it destroyed and make it new, because mainly even if they say to you that they are make it perfectly, something is missing for sure. So in order to avoid any kind of issue, I prefer to take it really done and make it new, buying parts around Europe sometimes, or even Italy, because mainly of our cars are Italian or French. So it's easy to find these pieces. It's not really, they are not really particular, let's say, or unique. They are just a vintage model from the 60s or the 70s, quite popular.
Actually, how many cars do you have right now?
So right now I have, with my business partner, kind of 40 different cars.
40?
Yeah. The main one that we use for tours are just 3 model, which is this car that we're gonna take, the Barton, the Citroen 2CV, and the Alfa Romeo Duetto. This is the main one that we use. Then for specific requests or events or weddings or shootings, we can also provide the other one, because everything is put in a storage, in a garage, and it's difficult to use it daily, because our tours are bookable today for tomorrow.
Also real quick.
So during the season it's okay, tomorrow we have a tour and we need the car. And this happens also not only here but in our network, because we also have 5 different cities where we provide these services, not only Milan.
Which ones are the other ones?
Florence, Genova, Verona, and this year also in Cannes. We're gonna go in France as well.
Okay, so you're getting a little international.
Yeah. Hopefully also Rome, but it's complicated for the pollution because they have different rules. Any town in Italy have different rules about pollution. So probably we can do it, but only with electric car. So also we are looking to convert some of old 500 in electric.
That's actually quite interesting because like whenever you think about vintage cars, of course, electric is not the first thing that comes to mind. Is it a common practice for companies like yours to convert them?
Thanks God, no. But actually is the future because first of all for the pollution, and then for the parts that anyways be old. So to keep out the engine, keep out everything, it means have less pieces moving in the car, and having an electric engine helps a lot to do the maintenance and control the cars also. And anyways, don't forget about the many customers are foreigners and they don't know how to drive manual, and an electric car helps to avoid this problem. And anyways, the people love our tools because they can drive the car, because many, like 90% of the company doesn't allow the customers to drive.
Okay.
But we set up the company, we choose the car in order to let the customer drive. They follow us in a specific itinerary. We stay with the customers all the time. We drive another car in front of them, and they follow us in this trip.
Okay. So it's very hard to
make
mess up.
To make mistakes. Really, nothing happens actually.
Okay. Nothing ever happened?
Nothing, definitely nothing.
Because I was actually curious, like if, hopefully incidents, accidents don't happen, but like what if a car crashes on the road? I'm assuming that maybe you have like a specific insurance
we have
for these cars?
Yeah, sure, we have a full casco insurance, so this helps to avoid any disaster. But anyway, the people that take a vintage car, they want to drive slow, enjoy the sightseeing, take picture and video, and the car doesn't have so much power to create problem anyways. So the people actually are scared because they know that a vintage car and need to be drive. You don't have helps for steering wheels, you don't have helps for the brakes. So someone that is able to drive a big car, and when it takes a small car but is vintage, is twice strong to be driven. So this helps to keep the people quiet. And also in a day trip, they're really scared. Actually, in the highway, many times we are going too slow because they are fucking scared to see the car that are bigger, because you are just staying on the floor. Mostly on this car are really slow. So.
Yeah, good point. I wasn't thinking about it actually, just like the size per se and how close you are to the floor. It must be like a unique experience, especially if you try it at first. Can definitely make you a little anxious, which is a contribution to not making disasters.
Exactly.
So what's the story behind the car that we are picking up today?
So this car is the first that I take for myself, basically, after COVID. Was a car that I see from a famous fashion designer, Alessandro Martorana, that actually take the car from the same mechanics that we are going today.
Oh, okay.
And in that period I discovered that there was one available.
Only one?
Only one. And I tried other cars before, but when I tried these, I said, no, okay, this is what I need. What I want.
It's my soulmate.
It's my soulmate, exactly. And after the car, also the family is fantastic. It's a really tight business, so it's really warming. We do many activities together. It was something that I was looking for. So something that is not about the car, it's about everything. So that's why I took it. And then when I when I take it and I discover the age when it was signed the first time comes from Netherlands, actually, this car.
Oh.
So the car literally born in 1985.
Okay.
But on 25 January, which is my birthday date.
Oh, it's made for you. It's made for you.
That was destiny. That should be mine.
So I would just want to say, all of these cars are so colorful. I love it. I feel like nowadays cars have boring colors, but I'm loving all of these. Are these like the original colors, as far as you know, or were they changed with the years?
Mainly people prefer to keep the original color, also to maintain the original features, let's say, also to be recognized as vintage, so achieve the certificate that proves that the car is still as it was.
Okay.
They should maintain all the pieces as they are, as
Including
the
the
car.
color.
Exactly. They
Yes.
use few for racing, so in this case they are modified. For
Oh
example,
wait, so these were actually used for racing?
for racing,
Oh,
exactly.
that's cool.
On off-road mainly. All the car, like this Diane or the Meari, actually they keep the same color as the original one. It doesn't make sense to change. Now they are here for be restored, this as well. This is already restored. So and they are making a new one over there because they take the old chassis that guarantee, in that case, the originality of the mechanics, and then the exterior, which is plastic in this case, is just painted with a new color, probably because it was so damaged the first
Got
step.
it.
So.
So in order for a car to actually be recognized as vintage, so this is the first requirement, that they have to be like the original state and original pieces, right? What other requirements do we have?
It depends by law. In Italy, for example, needs to have the original interior, the mechanics, all the pieces should be original. So.
Okay.
That's the basic.
What about the years?
The years, of course, have to be older than 40 years.
So can I say that this is actually my first time standing so close to a vintage car, and I'm surprised at how teeny tiny it is. It's so small, actually. Wow.
Yeah, they are.
Like they are so cute. No idea how to go inside. I just go, right?
Right and left inside.
Wait, first right? Ah,
Salti.
can I ask you to hold this?
Of course.
Whoopa. You have to be a little
sì.
athletic. Oh my gosh. Ah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be a bit athletic, yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I'll show you how it should be.
Oh yeah, show us like a pro. Oh, you're the expert. Okay. I see. And no seat belts.
No seatbelt, no airbag, no nothing.
So please don't crash.
Not today.
I wanted to ask you, how did you get into this passion? Because of course this is a very unique, first of all, hobby, but also business approach. And would you recommend this business to someone that maybe wants to start investing and become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, for sure, they need to know and have a passion about mechanics, because this helps. Mainly, I go to my mechanics for really complicated stuff where I cannot do it by my own because I need specific tool, let's say. But all the maintenance, like the interior, like some part of the engine, I do the maintenance by my own. If you want to do this car business, let's say rental or whatever, they can first of all contact us, because we are franchising this business all around Italy, and this year will be also in France. So with us you can have a key product, you can pay a fee, and then we provide you the cars, and we provide the software to advertise this business on your country, doing tours, and this helps. Otherwise, it's enough to have passion with cars, so watch video and be really passionate about, because then everything is easy to learn, but obviously with the passion you keep going even when the things is tough.
Yeah, because actually one thing that I'm very curious about is I'm assuming that as with any industry, there might be some down moments when like maybe the market is a bit slow. So how do you keep yourself as a person motivated to keep doing what you're doing and invest and get better and better?
Yeah,
do you have any tips?
Of course, be broke. invest all you earn in what you're doing, so you also need to make more money, because otherwise, if you earn too much, for me, could be dangerous, because you start to pay for things that you really don't need. Like I'm doing now in these years, like with my first bar, I sell it, I use the money to build the next two companies, so this is the car and the other bar, and then I take the first two cars, and then we take new more. So it's all about to think in scale, think about you never arrived, and scale up your businesses.
Is it safe to go this fast with this car?
It looks that we are fast at only 50 kilometers per hour. Obviously the car is tiny, make noise, and looks like you are flying.
Yeah. So we are now in the countryside, obviously, as you can see, and unfortunately the sun left us for the moment. But we are in a beautiful area called Lodi. I think that we are still in the province, yes. So can you tell us a little bit more about this area and like the tours that you do?
Exactly, we are in Corte Palazzo, which is this small town next to the mechanics, and we are doing basically what we do during our tour, which means the customers drive the vintage car, and we stay in front of the customer with a tour leader that follow and let be followed by the customers during all the trip. We also provide few stops in scenic point where they can take picture with the car or just for the landscape, and we have lunch together. We continue still the main attraction of the tour, which usually is a famous town like Bellagio, like San Gimignano in Tuscany, Portofino in Genova, etc. And then we will be back. So the tour takes 6 hours, and we stay all the time with the customers, suggesting places to go, food to try, and all the things that they needed to enjoy a proper Italian journey, because we not sell only the driving of the car, but drive the car with a proper Italian weekend experience, where our grandfather used to go with the family or with her lover or his lover, and to reach La Dolce Vita.
Oh yeah, La Dolce Vita, yes. And it's honestly like a very romantic setting potentially for a weekend. So like now I'm thinking St. Valentine's approaching, like someone could do this as a gift to their significant other.
Exactly, mainly our wife or girlfriend that gift this experience to their partner, because obviously the lady likes to be driven by his man around in a vintage car, so everything works in that way, makes happy both. The lady for the experience and the man for the drives.
On average, how much does it cost to buy a vintage car? Whatever you buy it for yourself or for your company to insert in the business?
Well, the first I take it for myself, and then I start to buy cars for my business. It takes more or less between 15,000 and 20,000 euro for this kind of car that I like, which is this model or other Italians, because actually you can find a well-maintained old 500 for 10,000 euro.
If you could steal any vintage car in the world with no consequences, which one would you get?
The Ferrari 250 Berlinetta, which is the most beautiful cars ever made.
Okay.
Only not by my taste, by anyone.
Well, if you could like maybe choose a car that describes you, which one would it be and why?
Well, probably I'm okay with this car. This is reflect myself, because they have a vintage soul but an elegant exterior, because this car comes from the mechanics of Citroën 2CV, which is the iconic car for hippie in the 70s, for example, and now with this resto mode is more elegant, is more classic. So that's a respect myself. I don't want nothing more than this at the moment.
So we can say that you already have your dream car.
I got my dream car. That's why I take it too.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, so we are driving behind Fabio, and we just noticed that we're pretty sure that where you put the gas, we're pretty sure that there was something. Do you see that it's open now? There's nothing. And in the pictures that we had before, there was something, and he did stop to make a gas. Wait, sorry, I can't stabilize it. So we just drove for like an hour, and the gas station is like an hour away. So help. Okay, so tell us where we are now. We are at the very last part of the day, so it's been a long day.
Long day.
So this is Mantra, right?
Exactly. That's my place that we opened after COVID, basically 1 year after COVID. This is a place with this vibe, a bit Latin, also Mediterranean. Could be a place in Bali, could be a place in Milan, could be a place wherever in the world, because I like this vibe. That could be relaxing, maybe could be a beach place as well, it depends. Unfortunately we are in Milan, so not, but if you close your eyes, could be. We take this vibe with this painting on the wall that speak about a period around in the 70s, which they had this kind of gypsy vibe, and in that way we serve drinks and food healthy, basically, and actually are gluten-free and vegan. That helps to keeps this vibe also in the menu.
I actually wanted to ask you this because like one of the very specific things about this place is that it's entirely gluten-free and vegan, right?
Yes.
It's definitely a strong choice because like especially in Milan, I feel like the world of bars and restaurants is not fully open-minded towards these part of diets as well. So it's very hard to find one that is entirely gluten-free and vegan. Is there a specific reason behind that?
The reason, well, basically because it's a niche, it's difficult to find a place. After many customers asked me for gluten-free product when I was just having maybe half of the menu gluten-free at the beginning, I discovered that it was a big request. And the people find me as a vegan place, and also at the time I was actually some meat for the tacos. Time was passing by, and I realized that maybe the good choice was to be really focused on it. I make an advertise to test this, and I receive a big amount of requests. An amount of booking unbelievable, especially because it was August. So it was a period where the city is empty.
Oh yeah, it's a ghost town.
It's a ghost town. So I realized that it was a big request. So after 2 weeks of this test, I decided to change the menu and start with all vegan and all gluten-free.
Okay, so you can say that like these choice really help the business, like almost in a drastic way, maybe.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Yeah. It was just for be oriented in a way where the customer can recognize me for something and comes here to suggest to their friend as well, or this kind of stuff to drive any kind of friend that they have about this.
The magic about branding and marketing.
Exactly.
If done properly, it works.
Exactly.
But actually, do you have maybe something that you regret doing regarding this bar, or like in general your businesses and your activities? Not necessarily regret, but maybe a choice that didn't give you the results that you wanted, and maybe now you can say, yeah, I maybe should have not have done that.
Yeah, probably I start too quick in order to open this place, because a friend of mine suggests me this location because they want to leave as soon as possible, and I jump the year before in August as well, where the city was empty, so it was difficult to start the refurbishing, to make the logo and everything, because I want to open as soon as possible. And at the end I lose the first 2 months because I start in the wrong period. Just waiting maybe a month more, like in September or in October, I could have the time enough to do everything in calm, study the market and study the advertise, make it, and then start. I started the opposite. I just opened the door and start to work, because anyways the area is really nice, it's made for bars and restaurants, so I start to work really from the beginning. But I had a good hype at the beginning because a journalist came here to try this new place.
Okay.
So I was working a lot in the first February and March, but then without this straight idea about the place, so it was too much. Yes, gypsy, but healthy, but cocktails, but not aperitivo, because we don't make an offer that include drinks and food, but we sell everything as a restaurant, let's say. So on the card you can choose to spend 0 to whatever. So that's my philosophy, and this makes problem to the people because don't understand how it works. But now, after a year and a half, honestly, we know that the niche to advertise for that niche and provide this product helps a lot to be recognized and appreciated also because the people already know what they are looking for, and that helps also to be in a corner, not in the main street, because the people to find us need to research, and then when they research, they see the prices, they see the menu, they see the cocktails, and they already want to have what they see on Instagram or any kind of place. Now Lorenzo gonna show you which drinks we prepare.
Okay.
And basically we prefer to use paper cups for the service, also because sometimes the people take the drink and walk around, so that helps, but I want to make something fancy, so what we take is to put a light inside, for example.
Oh wow.
So this helps Instagram to be, to publish something. And this is a way we serve this drink. We have Francesco's mantra, which is a funny joke about the Pope, where once said that with a liter of tequila he will stay better. So this is a version of Paloma, which is tequila, Aperol in that case, passion fruit and grapefruit soda.
Okay.
And here we have a twist on classic, which is a Moscow Mule, but made with infused gin with kaffir, ginger beer, and lime.
Who comes up with these ideas?
For needs, basically, for the things to be quick in the service, so we don't have to wash glasses, to let the people allowed to go around. And then I found a place in Montpellier which was serving the drinks in this glass especially, and I just swipe to other kind of containers. That works.
Okay, that's very creative.
Yeah, especially in the night when the light goes down.
Oh yeah, must be very scenic. I don't think that I have seen lights in drinks before, like legit. Nice.
And now you can try some food that we have. This is a vegan meatball made with tomato sauce and kind of a sweet pepper inside that give this taste. Potatoes a la bravas.
Okay.
So it's like a Spanish with a vegan mayonnaise that we prepare with the water of chickpeas, and then nachos and hummus and guacamole at the end.
This all looks delicious. My stomach is ready. What's the best one to start with?
I think guacamole.
Okay.
It is an intense flavor, but also is fresh. So maybe it's better to take it as first.
I really like because you really you taste the onions. It's not too strong, but you taste it like perfectly balanced. And sometimes like a problem with guacamole, according to me, is that you don't taste it at all. Nice. Delicious. Who comes up with these ideas and recipes?
Well, basically, we developed the menu with my chef, which is half Mexican at the beginning, because I opened this place with my close friend, where we opened another bar together, the first bar that I owned, and he was working for me at the time. He's half Mexican, half Italian. And then the guy that comes next, because he got another job now, is back with his family in Bergamo. And now with the guy that now is more, he got more knowledge about gluten-free and vegan product, we decided to start with these things and check meanwhile how it's going. But actually the result is really good, because also this meatball, for example, you will see the taste is super similar to proper meat. So
I actually just had meatballs like 2 days ago, so
really?
I am ready to compare.
You can check.
Let's see.
This helps because actually here comes not only vegan and people with problem with gluten. So having a product that can be taken by anyone helps also.
Honestly, I have tried before like meat that isn't meat, meat for vegans. And usually you can really tell the difference. Like you can tell that it's made with entirely something else. Here, if you think about it, if you know that it's vegan, it's obvious that there's no meat. But like if you don't think about it and you just like grab it on the street or whatever, it's very similar to actual meat. Nice, I really like this one. Well done. So you're mentioning that you work, of course, with other people. You have employees, and you have had this business partner. How easy is it for you to pick up the right people to work with? Like, what qualities do you look for?
It's really difficult, but in the last period, I see some vibe that they should have. I mean, because also I'm a person that since the beginning I leave you alone to see where you make mistakes, and then I try to correct you and see if you adjust your choices, because it's all about choices. When you have a problem in front of you I prefer that you start to understand that you are alone and doesn't exist. And I exist as long as I'm in the bar, but when I'm not, I shouldn't know anything that happens. I should trust you. And leaving the people in this condition helps them to make mistakes, because from a side they think I trust them, which is true at the beginning, but also helps me to see from the beginning the problem. And usually this works a lot. Then we try to fix the problem that I see. I see if the people follow my choice, and then if this process ends correctly, they obviously have my 100% trust, and then we can start to make some changes in the menu, change on the product. I let them make discount to their friends in order to achieve more customers, to fidelize the customer, because obviously in Milan there's a lot of choice, and sometimes, especially with young generation, sometimes prices is a good point to start. And I don't want to say that we sell the things half of the price, but also with customers that come twice a week, make no sense to overcharge the product. It's better to let them save €1 each time. That is just a sign that you recognize them, the thing that they come to for you or for your product, in order to let them feel more welcome.
Okay, yeah.
Probably I will start with some card to sign how many times they come, so what they take, so we can give them some gift, some special offer. Now we are making a partnership with a winery that produce vegan wine, which sounds strange, but in the vegan idea, it means don't use product made from that arrive from animals, which could be the glue, could be chemical sometimes, or any kind of, or maybe the animal that works to reach maybe also the oil sometimes. Okay, we are going to something really maybe too much, but in this vibe
it fits perfectly,
work.
yeah.
And with these people, we will organize some degustation of wine, maybe for free, for these people that used to come often, that they celebrate their birthday, they bring their family. So something that once a month happens for our premium, let's say, customers.
Okay. Yeah, because actually I was thinking, we are of course in a very popular area of Milan. We are in Isola district, that is known for cocktail bars and restaurants. So it must be very hard to remain competitive, especially maybe when there are new cocktail bars popping every other week. Like do you have any tips for like somebody in your position to remain competitive and acquire new customers in such an environment?
Sure. I mean, as I think, I never see too much competitors in order to say, oh, they are doing this, I need to do that. But actually to see which is the good point of the other bar, so if they are specific in a niche, and do completely the opposite.
Okay.
Because as I see here, I found a specific niche and helps to be recognized. Obviously, I never suggest to be one of the 100 places that they serve drinks and food at €10, let's say. I never say this. I prefer to start with a high price that I'm doing here because it's not a high price, but I mean, making a comparison just to the neighborhood which sell drinks for €6, putting myself in a range of €10 each drinks, and at least make offers helps the business to keep going also in low season, because you are able to put down the prices to make specific activities that helps to engage customers to come. Could be a day with cinema, could be Valentine's Day, could be food, could be wine, could be any kind of product, but obviously no one do this around, so I want to be the first. I don't want to be the best.
You definitely stand up, and that's a good selling point, I think. Shall we try something else?
Let's try the potato, which is quite spicy. It's with paprika, vegan mayonnaise, and some salt and garlic.
Very crunchy, I like
Quite
it.
crunchy. Yeah? This can bring you back in Spain.
Very good, actually. Okay, so I'm very curious about one thing. Like, this is for the video, but also for myself, because I'm someone that has always been curious towards the world of, entrepreneurs and how they create their career and their lives. Online, if you look online, how to become an entrepreneur, the first thing that pops up is buy crypto and stuff like that. So it's very refreshing to see someone that has businesses like in the real world. If you wanna use this word, because it's a very traditional business that you have here with a bar, of course. Vintage cars is very niche, but it's still something very down to earth in a way. So do you have any advice for people that maybe would like to have your life one day, and like they are just starting to learn and gather information about possibilities?
Well, I'm not a big fan to give suggestions because anyone is made in a different way. I found a way to be as I am and to express myself through my business, because I do what I like to do, and something that anyways I will do. Because cars as well start because I had the cars and I start to do tours by myself, and then some friend that comes from other city, I take them with me, and then sometimes I leave them to drive, and then everything, my life experience start to be also a business, because anyone was asking me to do often. So and also drinks, the people recognized me at the time that I was good making drinks, and they asked me to do drinks for their party. So I started to make courses, to work in a bar, and then develop in my own first business when I was 17 years old.
Oh, wow.
With private parties, because I was bringing alcohol and taking places and organize the photo shooting, the DJ, the location in general, how to make it. So my knowledge and my process was really natural from what I like, and then begins a job. And in the same way, cars and bars in this way works. For people that start, needs to have a passion, because passion helps you to work 18 hours a day, because today we met, I don't know, maybe at 8 in the morning, and now is only 6, maybe already 7. I haven't checked the phone.
I don't know.
And I'm still working, because I will finish here probably around 10, because then I leave the employee, but for happy hour time today I need to stay there because one employee is off. And tomorrow I will go in other places when I'm a consultant that we see before. So it's all about to be really involved in what you're doing. Sometimes also sacrificing your personal life, and but you need to like it, because otherwise you feel it that you're losing something. There are many people that prefer to do a normal job, let's say, because they can spend more time with the family. This is perfectly correct. And this is how it should be. There needs someone that works a lot, or maybe works better, to let the other people works better, because actually I'm the one that prefer to leave the guy in peace if we have less customers, if it's raining, if it's a holiday period, better to stay home instead of working as a workaholic. Just for at least I will work a bit more in order to let him work more during his timing, not too over. I had many boss that preferred to stay open 10 hours a day with their bars, expecting that something happen. I prefer to plan my advertise, my offer, in order to work hard in few hours during the day with the business, and then leave. So in that way I can work sometimes in the morning with the car, in the night here, in the late night doing party, and then be back.
Yeah, so like work smarter, not harder. So this is your life now, and I'm assuming that you like it.
Yep.
Do you ever think, or like, can you think now for a second, what you would be doing if this wasn't your life? Do you see yourself in any other field, or this is you and you're happy with it?
I see myself in other situation, in other country, in other places, doing different stuff, but it was just a period where I was down for job, because something was going bad, or something in my relationship maybe going bad. Only in that period, but then I just say keep going.
Just keep going.
It's a moment, keep going, never give up.
Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years, like big plans ahead of you?
Well, I want to achieve a franchise of this place. I want to scale up the other business in other town, and also in countries, because I hope that this summer with the cars in France is just the beginning, and then achieve other places that, thanks God, we are in Europe, so it's full of beautiful places to discover by vintage car. But if this doesn't happen for any reason, could be health, could be unluck, could be work, could be whatever, I say to myself, reach till 40 and then sell everything and go live by the beach. Working 2 days a week, living with the money that you have, don't work anymore, because you need to do other things also. Because I will love anyways to work behind the bar, I don't care. But in a nice place, not in Milan, which is cloudy, which is stressing, which is expensive, no? Go in the other side of the world, open the famous Chiringuito by the beach, work as an employee, don't take risk, and do family at least. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
because actually now that you were talking about all these long hours and everything, I was just kind of trying to brainstorm how easy would it be to have enough time to balance your personal life with everything that you do, because it must be chaotic, especially maybe when you have like maybe you have a dinner date and you're like, oh no, work emergency, sorry honey, I can't make it. Like just like I'm thinking of cliche scenarios, but I'm trying to understand how hard or easy it is to balance everything.
It's really hard, but thanks God in some time. I mean, obviously, the weekend, an event, a big group, a famous customer that comes, a VIP that suddenly arrive at the place, and you should be there to just welcoming. But in some way, I'd like to leave to the employee the power and the feels that the place is yours, and is theirs as well. It helps to manage the place as the owner. So many times, in the past bar as well, and this sometimes happens that the people think that the employee is the boss, and I like.
Okay.
I prefer to stay for a second in background because I don't need actually.
Yeah. It's good because, like, yeah, you were explaining earlier that you kind of test them in the beginning, but then they have your trust, and it seems like a very healthy way to approach the situation.
So sometimes I fail to recognize the people and discover after months, but after having more I think I changed more than 30 different employees in the last 5 years between the different activities, between different bars that I manage. And so now more or less I know that or is love at the first sight or doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
And also they need to feel these things more like a mission than just a work, because at the end they get paid and they get also prices for their job at the end of the month if something's going well. But in the same time they need to work not as I do, even less is fine, but to be focused to be on the place where they work. So.
Okay. So Fabio, thank you so much for this day. I feel like I have learned a lot. Thank you for allowing me to witness this wonderful busy day. We have seen so many gorgeous things, but I don't know about you, I'm getting quite hungry, so
Me
I think
too.
that we can just like eat and enjoy our drinks.
Sure.
Thank you so much for the company and for everything.
You're very
Cheers.
welcome. Cheers.
Oh, delicious.
Delicious, eh?
So thank you so much guys for being here. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions for Fabio, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Maybe he will answer sometime. And of course in the description you have all the links to his social media, to the businesses. So if you're curious to know a little bit more, everything is linked down below. And let me know what other one-day video you would like to see in the future. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm gonna see you soon. Bye.
Bye.